Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your viewing environment. We are here with you, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to discuss whatever issues you might like to discuss, whatever difficulties of life you might find challenging. We are having a little technical difficulty, so if you will, bear with me. But we are here because God is concerned about that which concerns you. So we are here live in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships, whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind. That is what God wants to address in your life. And so we're here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature? It is untouched by man. It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you'll save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Fiji Water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the Give segment of our app at New Life-Delaware, and those of you that have made a weekly or monthly commitment to support the broadcast by giving on the contribution pages of our websites at NewLifeMinistriesInternational.com and NewLifeInternationalCDC.com. We thank you for your support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So as you all have heard me say before, technology is a blessing because we're able to be with you daily, but it's also a curse because it doesn't always do what you expect it to do or what you need it to do to make certain that we can go forth and fulfill the purpose, the destiny that God has appointed for all of our lives. But here we are in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, where I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you refuse to be a spectator the rest of your life, living to go to work every day and just hanging out with your friends. However, you have no examples or understanding on how to eliminate the responsibility of being a spectator. Now, you didn't say that, but you left a couple of spots out on your communication, but I get it. You don't want to be a spectator anymore. And, you know, I'm going to be addressing a couple of communications that, believe it or not, are very similar. The reality is that you've come to a place now where you have decided that you want more. And I don't want to go into the next communication just yet, but you want more out of life. You become a spectator because all you're doing is going to work and then hanging out with your friends. Now, the reality to that is, then you, like so many others, you spend a lot of time posting things on social media so that the people you know, who are also spectators, can spectate what's going on in your life. Okay. That's a common theme in today's society. But here's the reality. You may think you don't have examples or the understanding of how to move forward, to become an active player, for lack of a better term. You don't want to sit on the sidelines you want to be an active player. So let me start by this. Spectators are those who in most cases sit in the stands. And then you have, and I'll use a sports analogy, you have those who sit on the bench. And they don't get in the game very often. Occasionally their number is called. But most of the time they sit there and they watch what's going on. Now they should be watching to learn. They should be watching to really analyze what they can do better when they are called to perform. But those two can be a form of spectator. You want to be an active player. You want to now begin playing in the game of life that will allow you to maximize your talent and your success. So let me say this to you, and I'm going to use a couple of examples. First of all, you may think you have no examples, but you do have examples. The examples that you have are not your family and friends, and that's okay, because many of us didn't have a lot of examples. The example that you had was go to work every day and make a living, and then enjoy your downtime. You might not even have that example. In the generations before us, it was go to work, get your pay for going to work every day, and come home every day, eat and rest so you can work again. But our generation as baby boomers, we took it to another level, and some people are working every day. Now, you're not a baby boomer, you're the generation behind us, so I'm gonna get to that in a moment. But the baby boomer generation, some of us decided we were going to work every day, to build a good life for ourselves, get a pension, invest in your IRA, and live your life and take care of your children. And that's a form of life also. Some of us are entrepreneurs or serial entrepreneurs or investors or whatever the case may be, so we're actively involved also in living this life and being successful and maximizing our success. But when you don't have examples in your family or among your friends to emulate, you have to identify people who are doing great things. Observe what they're doing. I know The Pursuit of Happiness was a great movie, and one thing you learn from that movie is that he went and asked someone who already had accomplished what he wanted to accomplish, how he accomplished that. Well, you don't even, in today's society, because of the internet, you don't even have to go to someone and ask them or inquire of them how they've accomplished what they've accomplished. What you can do is you can observe what they're doing, if what they're doing is public. You can observe what they're doing, and you can emulate those methods. So, I've often used this analogy, so I said I'm going to use a few examples. I've often used this analogy. I'm an investor, and all year long I am looking for investment opportunities to continue to grow my portfolio, continue to maximize my wealth building strategies and preserve my wealth building strategies. And I do a lot of research throughout the entire year so that I can constantly be investing in opportunities. But I say that to say, I don't only use my own methodology, my own strategy. There are people who have done really great things that they're being sought out for information by financial networks. And then articles are written about Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, who were partners in Berkshire Hathaway. Bill Gates, who has his own investment vehicle, Cascade Investments. Jeff Bezos. The list goes on and on. There are people that I watch and read the articles when they come out, what they're investing in, so that I can take advantage of that opportunity to invest. Real simple. I know there's contests every year that you can win lunch with certain people if you donate a certain amount of money to certain things. But there are articles being written about what they're investing in. So I watch what they're investing in, and you emulate what they do. And that's how you can continue to be an active player in the game and not just a spectator. You want the example, that's a good example, but you also want understanding. So here's how you understand. You understand how to get out of that pattern of being a spectator by watching the success that others are having. So I probably could have done this in order, but I'm responding the way you communicated. Here's the reality. I've often used this example. So in the NBA, let's use that one because there's less players in the NBA. In the NBA, on every team, you have 1, 2, maybe if you're blessed to have a third star player. There is something those players are doing on each of those teams. Now, mind you, everyone on the team can play basketball. We know that. But if you're on a team with LeBron James, Seth Curry, Dwayne Wade, people who have had really, if you were on the same team with Kobe or Shaq or Mike or Michael or MJ, you have the opportunity to watch what they're doing and take the same method that they take. We've all heard the story about LeBron James spending over $1 million, 1.5, whatever it is, $1 million on his body, on his diet, his workout, his training, all of that so that he can perform at a high level for a long period of time. Seth Curry, they say his workouts are just phenomenal. He's working on his handles. He's working on his foot movement. He's working on every aspect of the game and understanding every aspect of the game, and that's made him a strong partner with Under Armour. If you can watch these players do this, there's no reason for you to be a spectator on the bench. So I'm using that as an example. And then there's another level of that. So you've got LeBron James, once again, who started the I Promise Academy. You've got Jalen Rose, who has started the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. And I don't know how many others. But there are things that we can do to then give back. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is a global foundation that focuses on health and wellness and, education and women's rights and all kinds of positive things. So there's something that we all can be doing positive, of a positive nature, that we don't have to be a spectator in life, that we really have the opportunity to go out and have an impact on our own lives, on the lives of our family, our immediate family, and the lives of others. There is an understanding we can obtain from observing others also. But then at some point you got to take action. So you've got to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to, every single day, this is what I'm going to do to be a better version of myself. Every single day, this is what I'm going to do to continue moving forward. Every single day, this is what I'm focused on my destiny. I understand what that is. You got to get wisdom and understanding of what that is. What's your purpose? What's your why for getting out of bed every day? And then you have to pursue that why. You have to work to that end to accomplish that goal. And if you do that, spectating will no longer be an option for you. People spectate because they feel they don't have other options. They don't really know their purpose. They don't understand their purpose, not sure where they're going. And if things don't happen for them right away, they basically give up. So we have to understand there's a process to everything we do. There has to be a plan for everything we're going to do. And then we have to work the plan to take action and accomplish what we desire to do. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. If you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will place you into our queue so that you may become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill. At T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you are in a relationship with someone who never does what he says he will do. He continues to make a commitment to do certain things and never completes it or never follows through. He continues to say that he is working on himself. However, you want to know how long must you wait for him to get his life in order? Okay, so a real simple question that I would ask is, why are you still in a relationship with him? Listen, there's an old adage, if people show you who you are, you have to believe them. Until they show you something different, until they show you that they've made changes, until they really show you that they've made changes, you got to say to yourself, why are you still in a relationship with him? This has been going on for a little over 3 years now. He doesn't do what he says he's going to do. He doesn't follow through on anything. And when I say that, God allowed me to see that secret place. You're right. He didn't follow through on anything. And everything he says it sounds good when he says it, but it's just for the sake of saying it. He tells you that he's working on himself, but you don't see any results. So if you don't see any results, and I'm not talking about him seeing results, I'm talking about you seeing results. If you don't see any results, he can tell you all day long that he's working on himself, but he's not making any improvements. So why would you delay your destiny waiting for someone to take someone along who's not going where you're going? That relationship will not last. It's been 3 years, and it will not last. It will eventually come to an end, because as long as he is not making improvements, and let me say something, for all of our listeners and viewers, and this is for all of us to know about ourselves also, we should be making some minor improvement in ourselves every single day. We should be making minor improvements. So I'm going to let you in my world. I'm going to use a real simple example. So I went for my annual physical this year, and while I was there, my doctor told me he wanted me to lose 9 pounds. He didn't tell me I have to come back in 6 weeks. He didn't tell me I'm on no medications. So it wasn't anything that I had to come back right now for. What he said to me is, by the time you return next year for your annual physical, I need to see you've lost 9 pounds. And then he gave me some steps that I should take that will help me to do that. So one of the things he told me is that I hadn't been doing, he said, weigh yourself every day. So when I'm working out at home, I was never weighing myself. The days I would go to the gym, I would get on the scale most of those days. But I was fine because I was still within my range, the range that I wanted to be in. That 5 pound range that I give myself, I was within that range. To him, he has seen me at a lower comfortable weight so that I don't have to go out and buy all new suits. A lower comfortable weight, which is 9 pounds less than where I was this year. That means I've got 12 months before I see him again. I had 12 months to lose 9 pounds. So I start chipping away at it. By the time I see him again next year, I will have lost those 9 pounds. And the reason is because every day I'm doing something that is going to demonstrate that I'm putting some work in to make that happen. Now you might say, well, Pastor, it's 9 pounds. You know, you could lose 9 pounds in 90 days. Well, but I want to lose it and keep it off because I don't want to hear, I love my doctor. He's a great doctor. He's been my doctor for a very long time. But I don't want to hear him tell me I need to lose weight again because this has happened before. So I've seen this film. I know how it ends. It ends with him telling me to lose. And usually it's always been the 6 pounds, but you know, we all gained a little COVID weight. So I say that to say, he gave me some suggestions. He didn't just tell me to lose it. He told me, you know, I had gone from maybe 4 slices of bread a day. Some years ago, he told me to cut down to 2 slices. But now I'm getting older, so now he tells me I can only have one serving of bread per day. So I'm doing that. And he told me, even when you work out at home, weigh yourself every single day. So now every day I'm weighing myself so that I can see where I am. And as I begin to make improvements, I'm getting results. And that's a simple thing, but we have to do that with every aspect of our lives. We have to be diligent about making changes that are going to allow us to become a better version of ourselves that we desire to become. That's real important. You're in a relationship with someone who keeps saying they're going to change and is telling you, you know, I made some changes, but you don't see any results. You don't see no result. He tells you that, but a week later you realize there's something that you ask of him and didn't do it. When you ask him about it, he's always got an excuse. That's not being in a healthy relationship. That's not even being in a relationship that's productive. And if we're going to be in a relationship, it should be a productive relationship. Meaning it should produce results. So the question you really should be asking yourself is, why are you still in the relationship? Why are you delaying your destiny to take someone along with you who is not ever going to be on the same page that you're on at any given time? How can 2 walk together unless they agree? Be not unequally yoked. Those are 2 categories that the Bible has given us, that if we just follow those alone, we will not find ourselves stuck in an unproductive relationship. Count your blessings, count the 3 years as time that you invested to get an understanding of what it looks like when someone is not going to be productive. Now you might say, and I know there's people out there sitting out there right now that might say, well, Pastor, that's kind of cold, that's kind of hard, judging someone who you don't see the results of them making improvement. Well, the proof is the results. I'm not judging, I'm just stating the fact. The proof is in the results. There always and forever, the proof has been in the results. When someone produces action, there are results. There's going to be a result. That's the force of nature. You produce action, you get a result. He's been telling you for the last 3 years, I'll do this, doesn't do it. I'll do that, doesn't do it. I'll do this, doesn't do it. But yet, I'm working on improving myself. I'm trying to get better at this. No, you're not. You're not there. And what's going to happen is, if you keep delaying your destiny, you're going to remain at this level. But if you go to this level, and he's still on this level, you've got to leave him behind. Because he'll still be at this level when you go to this level. When you go to the next 3 levels, he'll still be at the level he is at right now. Because that's a choice. That's a choice not to produce any action because he's comfortable right where he is. And he's comfortable with who he is. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Charles Tyrwhitt, located in London, the UK. They also have stores in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and at the King of Prussia Mall in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So if you're in any of those areas, stop in at their retail store. They have everything that a man could possibly need. Shirts for men, ties for men, suits for men, and accessories. I'm in Charles Tyrwhitt Attire today. If you're not in any of those areas, you can order from Charles Tyrwhitt at ctshirts.com. They will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. And The White Company, located in London, the UK. They also have a store on Fifth Avenue in New York. If you're in New York, stop in at the retail store. They have everything you could possibly need. They have home goods, clothing for men, women, and children. And if you're not in New York, you can order from The White Company at thewhitecompany.com. They too will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you have been doing some soul searching during this holiday season, and what you realize is that you are not satisfied with your life. However, you also realize that you think that it's too late. You say you realize that it may be too late to improve. Listen, I say this to everyone who thinks that we're getting too old to improve. We are who we are. No, we're not. Here's the reality. It's only too late if you do nothing. If you make a conscious decision today that you're going to change some things in your life to enhance the quality of your life, to make your life better, your life will become better. If we work every single day to improve the quality of our lives, the problem is that people work inconsistently. They'll do some work for about a week, and then they'll go revert back to the things that they've always done, because those things are most comfortable for them. So it's always back to what I've always done, and then we don't make the progress that we desire to make. But for a week, we made some changes, but then we revert back to what is familiar to us. What I encourage you to do is keep doing something new every week. Look, the results are not going to be immediate in most cases. You have to recognize that everything is a process and everything takes time. And the problem is most people don't want to make that type of commitment, that time commitment. And we have to make a time commitment for everything if we want to get results, achieve success, maximize our success, and experience the fullness of God in all of our lives. 3D, today's Daily Divine Direction broadcast has been brought to you by Fiji Water. A taste of paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you'll save money at FijiWater.com. May God bless you today. May God keep his face turned towards you. May God give you peace that surpasses all understanding. Have a great day today. I look forward to being